billion. If you have 1,000 employees, each would have to get around 2.69 million.
I don't think I would have. I don't think it is fair to ask me how many employees are there or how much they are paid, because I don't have such details. You know, as deputy president, you have people who work under you. You have the chief of staff. You have people in human resource. An office is established by the Public Service Commission. It is not you who decides what is the establishment. And I did not start that office. That was an office that was functional for the last 10 years. It was not a new office. I found it going on, and employees there, and were being paid before I came to office. They were being paid when I'm in office. And those are salaries that are not coming to me. The only thing you can ask me is my own salary, which is about 1 million shillings. The rest of the salaries go to other people. And they are public servants. And even when I left, they are still there.
Yes.
Yeah, they're still there.
I've Googled, and it's 542 employees. And this is the things we'd have to ask, like, why do you need this amount of employees? And if they are taking up a salary that goes into billions, don't you see there's a certain level of incompetence that comes with that?
I think you are a bit unreasonable in the sense that you must know every office has a structure and an establishment that is approved by the Public Service Commission. That establishment is informed by the activities in that office. The office of the deputy president has very many activities. And if there are 500 employees, somebody must have sat down and decided that that's the right establishment. That decision is not made by the deputy president. That decision is made by the Public Service Commission.
But
so you cannot ask the person who was in that office why there are 500 employees, because that is not his decision.
Let me align it.
I'm asking you that because when you left office, you left with 108 people. What are 108 people advising you about? So these were like your advisors and officials. No, it's too much.
They were not 100. If they were 108.
That's how it was reported in the media.
Yeah, they sacked even the gardeners and the watchmen and the cooks and everybody who was there, who came when I was there, which was very unfair.
Street and senior
because
officers.
Then those are not PSC employees, of course.
They are PSC employees, but they were on contract, and the contract was tied to my contract. Okay? What happens is that when you come in, there are certain cadres that are tied to your contract. So when mine left, they were exited and others were brought in, which was very unfair. These gardeners, if you needed to punish Rigathi Gachagua, there was no need to punish the people who sweep around the compound. There is no need to punish the people who make tea, the people who are in communication, photographers, videographers. Those are the people who are sacked with me.
Because here it's written it's advisors and senior officers.
No. Advisors were very few.
How many?
I wouldn't know how many there were, but very few. Extremely few.
Yeah,
the back of the people was communication and subordinate staff. People who are looking after the compound. It's a huge compound, almost 25 acres. People who are there. People who are cleaning cars, drivers, cooks, people who are in hospitality.
Why would those people have been employed by you directly? Because those ones should come with the office.
By the office.
But how can they be fired?
No, that is a law. That is a law. At a certain position, when you come in, there are certain cadre that you are allowed to recruit in your tenure.
Okay.
And you see what happened. You see the previous held when the ones who are there, their contract was tied to the tenure of William Ruto. So when he left, they left. Those jobs needed to be done.
So even the gardeners left, or Ruto?
They did.
Okay.
The contracts expired.
Okay. You see when Africa is raising such things, these are the things that are making the larger part of the population of Kenya very angry, because it's a population of the young people. But then instead of creating spaces where we develop a country, we just have a replication of, roles, perhaps. The bigger question would be then, you want to lead this country, how different would you do it, and how would you deal with this youth bulge? Because you have a big population of about 70% who are young people and jobless.
Now I think we are talking. I think now we are living nitty-gritties that are really, in my view, not very necessary. What do we do with our young population? That's the crux of the matter. It's actually a national crisis. And I have been with some young people who came to see me yesterday, content creators. We've been together, we spent the whole night together, just asking ourselves, what do we do with the youth question? The people who are graduating every day to the job market, some 1 million people. And there is no absorption capacity. And I am saying that from where I sit, my first priority as president is to sit down with my people to come up with a very clear program on how to create job opportunities. And one of the ways is import substitution, so that we stop importing everything from China, from Japan, from where, and create factories here so that we can create employment. And once you create employment here, you also automatically enlarge the tax bracket, because those people who are employed, they start paying pay as you earn, and that will help, the Kenya Revenue Authority to get revenue for development. So we must look at ways of how to stop importing things and try to impress upon foreigners, instead of us importing steel from China, to come and create a factory here to produce steel, so that the people who own that factory can